Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a single page layout with one small photo on it, which is not my typical mode of working with photos. I typically work with more than one photo, and if I do work with one photo, it's not usually this small. But anyway, I am using a cut file today that I created in my Funtime software, and then I cut it on my Boss Cut Gazelle, which is similar to a silhouette, just a different model, or a different brand, I should say. And so I am using this paper from Bow Bunny, and it is cat themed paper. So I knew I was going to use it with one of the photos of my cats. And I don't think I've actually done a layout with this particular cat on it. We've only had her since last fall. She randomly appeared in our backyard, and we knew she was a feral because somebody had put her through the feral program in our area. She had her ear notched, and she still had the stitches in from being fixed, but she had been released again. And the way our area marks that the animal has is a feral is they notch the ear, so we knew she was a feral. So we took her in, and her name is Zoey. She's super sweet and super cute, and she's actually the most cat-like out of all of our cats. Well, we have 3 cats. The other 2 are, one is a big scaredy cat, and the other is an outdoor mischievous little killer. He brings us birds and mice and squirrels, and he's just a little Siamese guy on the hunt for an adventure and doesn't like to be cooped up in the house. But this particular one, she's super playful, and so that's I wanted to go ahead and capture her in my album. And so since this is the first layout that I'm doing, I've titled it Introducing Zoey. And her photo is going to be the center part of the O, and that's why the O is so big in her name, so that I can fit her photo in the middle of it. There was a bit of a challenge going on in July, and that was through the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook page. And the challenge was to use chipboard, and I had not done any layouts using any chipboard in the month of July. So I wanted to make it a priority to go ahead and get some chipboard on this particular page. So I ended up using 6 pieces of chipboard, 5 of which are arrows, and 1 is a tag that looks like it might be the tag on a collar. So I went ahead and covered those with the paper that I used as a border for the layout. It is actually the same paper as the orange that you're seeing there in the layout. It's just the reverse side. And then I wanted to back the photos, or the alphabet, I'm sorry, the letters for her name, with something colorful. And I didn't want anything that was going to clash with the orange, but the orange is super bright, so I kind of went back and forth with what I would use. And then there's the paper you see on the right hand side has the orange and the blue in it, but I don't end up using that one. There's another sheet of paper that has the same pattern, but it's got pinks in it as well as the orange and the green. So I'm going to go ahead and use that, and the little bit of green that's in there is going to tie the green that's in the O together, so that it looks cohesive. And there is a little bit of green on the portion that I'm using as a border, so you'll see that also on the arrows because I've covered the arrows with that same paper. And then to pull in more of the pink, I'm using that pink gradient, looks like brush marks, so I'm going to use that as well. And there's several ways to back a cut file. You could trace it and cut it, you can glue it and then cut it. Usually I trace and cut, which after doing it by gluing it and cutting it, I think I do like tracing it and cutting it better, because trying to cut it once the glue is down, I felt like I was mangling the paper, trying to get into the little areas to cut out the dip in the Y, the little V at the top of the Y and whatnot. So for my own future note, I would probably do it the other way. But you could do it this way as well. Either one would work. Once I get all of these cut and then glued down, I go ahead and cover all of the arrows, and I just use the same glue out of that green bottle that you see on the right hand side there. And I did mention in a previous video that this is not my favorite glue. It's not the glue that's the problem, it's the bottle. It comes out so slow. It takes forever to get it where you want it, and you sit there squeezing for quite a while. So what I ended up doing was I squeezed it all into the other tonic glue that I like. These glues are both made by Tonic. This is called Funky Glue. The other one is the one that's in the bottle that has the jewel on the top that looks like the same jewel that's on the top of the Nuvo drops. So I just squeezed it into that bottle and it comes out fine. I even tried cutting the tip of this one open a little bit more and it still came out too slow for my liking. So anyway, I'm going to use that to glue the papers onto the chipboard, and then I will ink them up with blue ink from the Little Prima chalk edgers that you see there. And I kind of hemmed and hawed about what embellishments I was going to put on this page. And in the end, I really didn't put a whole lot on, but you'll see I pull out quite a few different things that I think I might use, and I don't use the majority of them at all. So I end up having the 4 arrows and then the little tag on there. And again, I apologize for my my camera not focusing properly. I've really been struggling with it. I'm using my iPhone and it keeps turning off midway through, and then it's having this trouble focusing. So I don't know what's going on with it. I got to play with it a little bit more to figure it out. But anyway, back to the embellishments. I end up just doing a couple of small ones on the bottom right, and then a couple of pieces on the upper left, and then the 4 arrows with the tag. I've added a little baker's twine to the top of the tag, and then I'm going to finish inking up the remaining embellishment pieces. I'm still using that same blue. It's going to just tie everything together. And then I will add some puffy green hearts. They're really small, and a couple of small pink arrows to the embellishment clusters, and that's going to finish off the page. And I can really tell that I'm annoyed by that bottle of glue with the green lid on it, because typically I would use wet glue to adhere the chipboard, but the fact that I'm using my ATG tells me I was really annoyed by it. You probably won't see it in too many videos coming up. So anyway, if you've enjoyed this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. If you're interested in seeing more, hit the subscribe button as well. Thanks so much for your time, and thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Stick around for the close-ups. Here they are.